Yeah, talk about some of the things that Paul lists that he actually went through, and tie this to the God of all comfort who comforts us so we can comfort others.
Well, in the beginning of that 2 Corinthians, there's a beautiful section, verses 3 to 7, where we're going to be afflicted, and through that we're going to learn to comfort others. And then we get the litany in chapter 11 of the floggings, the near drownings, the shipwreck, snake bit, countrymen hunting him down, all the dangers, the robbers and thieves. It's almost like a cadence. And then he says, and more than this, all the churches, but he counts this as glory to Christ. So, I think as you look at Paul's life of suffering, and he's got some malady that's, we don't know for sure what it is, that God has not relieved him from. For the believer who's an American in Jesus Christ, we've got this wrong. And we think if we do this, then God will do that. Bigger, better, newer, more. Healthier, prosperous, so forth and so on. When it may be, you're going to struggle. You're going to suffer with MS, with cancer, with fibromyalgia, with chronic disc disease, with something you don't want in life. And so I'd hang on to Paul's theology there. I don't know that God told Johnny or me, I'm going to show you how much you're going to suffer, but in my suffering, I would sure like to do it more like Paul than like Michael.
Let's talk about what Paul said in the midst of his suffering, because the folks that are listening that are suffering need to hear. One of the things that Paul found was the peace that passes understanding. And you've talked about this otherworldly, out of this world peace. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, and I love that otherworldly expression. It's not the peace that we think about, absence of trial, absence of pain, absence of war. It is an otherworldly peace that even he says surpasses comprehension. I don't understand it. You've mentioned it, Johnny's mentioned it. There are a number of times I've mentioned it, and in my experience where you're at that cusp and that edge where you just don't think you can go any further, and God overwhelms you with something, and you just hang on. You still may be in pain. You still may be discouraged, but you just know there's a bigger cause here, and there's a peace that surpasses comprehension. And in this trial, in this discomfort, he loves me. He cares about me.